Alright, hello viewers, and welcome to round number 6 of SWE Season 2. We currently have 14 drivers in the lobby just now. All of them ready to hit the track here in qualifying to fight for that pole position. As you can see, full wet conditions here in Austin, Texas, so we're set for a tricky qualifying session. Just before we start though, I'd like to make everyone aware that the SWE website, the link to that is in the description below. Using that you can find standings, roster, season calendar and all that sort of stuff, so it's all there in the link in the description below. Anyway, yeah, so here we are, Austin, Texas. Track sits 5.5 kilometers long, taking us through a total of 20 turns, 11 left, 9 right, on the way passing a total of 120,000 fans. So yeah, I think we're in for a good one actually. Obviously you've got the S's in turn 1 and the long sweeping right hander at the end of the lap in sector 3, but yeah, on board with Felix right now. Comes up the hill, brakes at 187 miles an hour, the highest point of the track. Easy to go wide or cut that corner there because you can't actually see the apex until you're pretty much on it. Through the S's. Tricky to get right in qualifying, easy to corner cut, easy to go wide, as he almost does. Back end slides out there, 4th gear. Usually down into 3rd, but in conditions like these you want to have a higher gear than usual just to control the back end. Out with sector 2. Down the hill into turn 11, braking at 179 miles an hour onto the back straight, no DRS. In weather like this, nonetheless cars will get close to about 200 miles an hour. Should see a lot of overtaking opportunities in the race. Obviously on a straight like this, on the heavy braking points you're always going to see that, but anyway, left-hander sends them into sector 3. Tricky part this. Let the car drift over to the left hand side, don't go wide on the entrance to turn 15, into the long right hander here, the Grand Plaza, going past the observation tower of course. TRL Montana puts in our first time, 1 minute 47.4. To be honest, I'm not really sure what a good lap time is in wet conditions. I'm going to assume that that is a good one though, considering it's Montana, obviously. Current champion right now. Felix slots in behind him. 2 whole seconds slower though, so he's got some time to gain. Last round, we went to Austria for round 5. Started the race in full wet conditions and it eventually got dry towards the end. Montana took the top step of the podium, followed by White and then Busin. Those 3 all getting a spot on the podium. But yeah, the championship standings are looking quite tight. They're starting to spread out, but we actually have 4 drivers all on 12 points right now. Dream on 6 in the Force India, Daniel KTM in the Renault, Mill in the Toro Rosso and Bass in the Silver, all those drivers on 12 points. And just behind them on 10 points, following a 5th place at Austria's Bosman, although I don't think he's in the session right now. No, he's not. So yeah, 4 drivers all tied in the battle for 8th place, so depending on how this race turns out, we expect to see quite a lot of movement in the championship standings in terms of those 4 drivers. Ermenda, you can see there in the graphic. Into the pits he goes. He is currently a reserve driver. Doesn't have any points. I believe this is his first race actually. So it'll be interesting to see how he does in his first race in SWE. You can see the drivers are all kind of struggling to keep the back end in check. Milt goes wide, has a spin, he's going to go into the wall. Oh, there goes his front wing. He's lucky to not lose a wheel there actually, because obviously if you hit the wall at the wrong angle, then it's race over, or qualifying over I should say. But nonetheless, that's his hot lap over. He'll head back to the pits and have another stab at it. Still 10 minutes to go, so he's got a little bit of time. Currently sits in 6th place. So we'll see how he makes of his final run in qualifying. Baz FIFA currently almost 1 second up on his fastest lap, loses the back end. Heads into turn 19. Quite tricky to get that right, really easy to cut the corner or go wide, because it's just like turn 1, you can't quite see the apex until you're actually going over it. Comes across line 1.3 seconds faster, puts him 2nd place just behind TRL Montana, although he is still 1.4 seconds behind the pole setter, so be interesting to see if anyone can challenge that man in the Williams. Just behind him though, Felix. We've not seen him before, don't believe. Also a new driver. I'm not sure if he's new, but this is the first time I've seen him. So we'll just assume he's new, but anyway, currently sits in 3rd place. Into turn 10 he goes, down the hill. Goes into 2nd gear here, gets a pretty decent exit onto the back straight, loses the back end a little bit. In the wet conditions it's all about controlling those back wheels, not letting the tyres overheat. It looks like he's pulled out of that lap, gives us a little weave as he goes down the back straight. Two Ferrari boys currently sit 4th and 5th. Oh, spoke too soon there. V8 or Ville puts in a 48.3 I should say. Gets him on the front row next to the Williams. Then back to the grid throw, drivers still to post a lap time. We have Dream16, one of those drivers tied for 12 points. Can he stick a lap in before the qualifying session ends? JME Morris, the Mercedes driver, got a DNF last time in Austria. That was his first race, so we'll see what he can do here in round 6. Ultimate, the Renault driver, currently sits in 15th place with 2 points. He got 9th last time in round 5 last week. Currently in the garage, but one of those 3 drivers still to put a lap time in. His teammate Daniel currently sits on a 152.1, so I'm assuming that he had a little accident or something on that lap. But yeah, you can see he's really struggling, as well as pretty much all of the drivers in this session, really just struggling to keep the car where it should be. I'm assuming that most of these drivers won't actually have a wet setup, but I'm not too sure if the race is going to be dry or wet. I can't see that as a spectator. But right now I'm assuming it's going to be dry, so consistency should pick up in the race. But you can see there, even on the brakes, it's hard to position the car where you want it to go, really. Yeah, Dream16 then puts in a 151.7, gets him just outside the point scoring position. But Pellegro ahead of him is still to put in a lap time, and he's putting a lap time, but he's retired, so 10th place is the best he can hope for. Milito in the Mercedes with 2 podiums, currently sits in 5th place. He got 7th place for the 3rd consecutive weekend last time out on 48 points. He's got a considerable gap to SWE ahead of him, but only 8 points ahead of Max Wheatley, who I don't believe is in the session either. Into the pits he goes. Through the S's comes Mill, a lot more under control than last time. Loses the back end a little bit though on that right hander. You can see the sun is starting to come through the clouds though. I don't believe we'll get to slick tyres in this qualifying session, but in the race I won't be surprised if that is the case. Montana puts in an even better time with a 1:46.6. Still holds strong on that pole position time. JME Morris, 4 minutes left in the session, he's still to put in a lap time. Seems to be taking it quite easy on this lap. We'll ride on board with him then. Got some traffic up ahead. Hopefully they'll let him past. I would presume that they will. Takes turn 1 pretty nicely, gets a nice exit down the hill, controls the wheel spin nicely. I've said that about 5 times already. Anyway, into S as he goes, turn 3, turn 4. Get out of the way, there you go, the Renault goes over. Nice sportsmanship there. Looks like a nice lap so far. Keeps on the racing line, doesn't seem to be too much sliding. Oh, keep it under control. It's not bad, it's not bad. It should get him a decent improvement from where he is right now. Currently in last place, so you can't get any much worse than that, but I would be sure that as long as he keeps this lap clean, he'll be moving that Mercedes car further up the field. Then we go. Breaking at the 100 metre board, a little bit deep in there, not ideal, but I don't think it would have lost him a lot of time, probably 3 or 4 tenths, which like I said isn't perfect, but nonetheless he'll take it. Into the left hander, turn 15, tricky one to get right actually, especially in the wet. Long right hander, turn 16 to 18. Get on the throttle too early, you're going to go too wide. Get on it too late, then you're going to end up losing time. Into turn 19, little wobble through there. Foot down into the turn 20. Touch the apex on the left. Puts him 7th place on the grid. 1 minute 48.9. So JME Morris there halves the position that he was in, from 14th all the way up to 7th, so not bad lap. Obviously still about 3 seconds behind the pole sitter, but nonetheless a good lap from him. Right then, 30 seconds left in the qualifying session. Looks like Montana's going to get another go at bettering his already pole time. We'll ride on board with him then. Through the last corner he comes. Gets the foot down. And here we go, the last running qualifying session here for round number 6 in Austin, Texas. Up the hill he goes. Braking at the 100 meter board, hits the curb nicely. Powers the car down to turn 3 into the S's. Right on board. Left, right, left, right. Beautiful, absolutely perfect pretty much. Third gear through there, controls the wheel spin nicely. Up the little hill and then down the hill. Sends the car into turn 11. Car gets up to about 180 miles an hour there. Put it into second gear, short shift up to third. And then put the boot to the floor. Powers the car right down the back straight. DRS overtaking zone in the race, but in wet qualifying conditions that DRS flap is going to stay shut. Into turn 12 he goes, takes the curb nicely, in third gear. The right hander, steady on the steering through here, don't get too aggressive on the throttle either or you're going to end up paying for it. Into turn 15, clip the curb, gentle on the throttle through there, and then the long right hander of turns 16, 17 and 18. Again, just make sure that you keep that back end where it should be or you're going to end up losing time. Takes turn 19 nicely through turn 20. It's going to be another improvement, I would believe. 1 minute 46.3, takes 2/10 off that pole time, so without a doubt TRL Montana in the Williams is going to take pole here in Austin. Almost 2 seconds I think that was from second place. We'll get a look at it in a minute. But yeah, not surprising to be honest. Another controlling drive from the Canadian in that Williams. We'll get a look at the final standings here. So TRL Montana with a 1:46.3, 1.6 seconds ahead of SWE from Baziga Busen, from Ville, Bass, Felix, Jamie Morris, Melito, Hermeda, and Mill takes the final pole point scoring position in 10th place there. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good race, but you can see 6 seconds difference within these 14 drivers. So we'll see if they can keep it clean through turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, all the way through the first sector really. I'd be very surprised if we don't see any front wings flying in the air or anything like that, but anyway, here's hoping. Give some time for the drivers to get their race strategy where it should be. Dry conditions for the race then, not a cloud in sight for the start of the race. Montana leads the grid up the hill then. Looks like everybody's starting on the super soft compounded tyre apart from Gennaro in 15th place. I'm presuming he joined in qualifying, so he starts last on the grid, but is on that soft compounded tyre, so it'll be interesting to see what he makes of the pit strategy. Also not on the super softs is Dream16, the Force India driver, currently sits just outside the points in 11th place. He will start on the ultra soft tyre. Talking of tyres though, pit strategy is pretty much straightforward. On those super softs, you can get about 17 laps before they're going to start losing you some time. 17 laps on the super softs. Ultra softs can go about 12, and the softs can go about 23. So there's a pretty drastic difference between the ultra softs and the softs, considering that those yellow wall tyres can go almost double the distance of those on the ultra soft tyre. Pit stop is almost, give or take, 22 seconds from the pit lane entrance to the exit. Quite a long one, to be honest. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the drivers make of their pit stops. Pole position time last year was 1 minute 32.2. That was by Lewis Hamilton last year in 2018. So in the race we're expecting to see about 1 minute 35s, but we'll see what kind of times they'll be posting. Like I said, a 6 second difference from first place to 14th, so I would imagine that lap times in the race will be pretty different from driver to driver as well. But anyway, here we go then. I'm just going to stick to mainly the front runners. There'll be a delay from when the lights go out to when the drivers actually leave the grid. So anyway, lights out and away we go on board with SXY. Up they go, the Hill Montana covers the inside line. Behind him, Beziga Busen's going to look for the outside line. Into turn 2 we go. Looks like drivers are going to keep it clean. Beziga Busen onto the apex, but SXY is going to look for the way around the outside of Montana. Into turn 3. It's neck and neck. White's going to give him room though. Montana keeps first place for now. It's Montana from White, from Beziga Busen, the two Ferrari boys in 3rd and 4th, followed by Bass in 5th place. Into turn 8, through turn 9 and then down the hill. Completed first sector. Looks like Mill on the graphic there on the left side has had an accident. 3 seconds behind anyone, so I'm presuming he's had a spin somewhere. Down the back straight we go, no DRS activated on this lap. Obviously that comes into play on lap 3. Looks like Montana's going to be doing a little bit of weaving now. I don't know if that was quite cheeky from him. But anyway, into turn 12 we go, hard on the brakes for the first time. Bass is going to stick the nose up the inside there, but he's going to think better of it. Currently sits in 5th place from JME Morris there, Mercedes driver. Felix in the Haas currently sits in 7th place. All the drivers pretty much on equal pace by the looks of it, but I wouldn't be surprised to see some of the front runners to start taking off. Felix goes a little bit wide there. I would presume that would have given him a warning. Tierra Montana posts a 1 minute 35.9 for the first lap of the race. Have a look towards the back of the grid. Daniel KTM must have had a spin as well. He's at the back. Melito's into the pits, presumably for a front wing change. Mill has seemed to have caught up to the rest of the group. In front of him, Ultimate and the Renault. Gennaro gaining 4 places from the start here. Lap 1 currently sits in 11th place, just outside the points from Armada. That was Vili in the wall. Vili's in the wall. He's still in the race. I'm presuming he's lost his front wing, but whatever's happened to him, he is pretty much in last place now. I'm not sure what happened. He was pretty close to Beziga Busen, so I'm going to assume that it was something to do with him, but it absolutely could have just been an individual error. He's had a little spin by himself, but regardless, finds himself in 13th place right now. TRL Montana still leads the race. It's only lap 2 though. There are 27 laps to go, so anything can happen within that time frame. Some movement further back. Felix Jamie Morris, something's went wrong there. He's fallen back a little bit. Felix and Pellegro are going to be going side by side. Through turn 17 to go. Jamie Morris is going to take advantage. Gets up the inside of the Red Bull. He's going to give too much space, I think. I'm not sure if that was deliberate or not. But he falls back to 7th place. None of the drivers hoping to give up their spot. Dream16 and Ermenda. Down the pit straight they go, onto lap 3 of 28, up the hill. Ermenda's... He's in the wall! Dream16 has lost... Ah, what has happened there? I'm not sure if that was a glitch. It didn't look like there was much contact from this point of view. Oh, really unfortunate for the Force India driver there, as Mill is getting a little bit cheeky there. He gets a 3-second time penalty. Yeah, really disappointing, to be honest. We can't actually spectate him, but now Ermenda is going to be out of this race. Where is he? Looking on the side of the tracks for his car. That's in there. I believe, looks like he's just retired from the race. Anyway, we'll get back to that later on in the race. Currently, Bizigabusin in 3rd place, only half a second from SXY. DRS will be activated by now, so wouldn't be surprised to see some battles in the foreseeable future. Further back, Pellegro and Bass are going side by side once again through turn 17. Just ahead of them sits a Haas driver, Felix. And I believe the Red Bull driver here just got a penalty. I'm not sure, we'll see at the end of the race. I wouldn't be surprised if some drivers start losing positions, but further ahead, Bizigabusin's going to take the inside line into turn 1. White with the cutback, doesn't look like it's going to work. Bizigabusin is going to take 2nd place for now. Into the S as we go. Left, right. The Ferrari driver ahead gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Into sector 2. Up the hill we go, into 3rd gear. Already Montana is starting to pull out a gap from the rest of the grid. We're going to stay on board for now with these guys. Down the back straight we go. DRS will be open for the Mercedes. Let's see what he can make of it here. Is he going to go for it? He is. He's going to look for the inside line into turn 12. Is he going to get it? Looks like he's going to force the Ferrari driver off the track. He takes 2nd place, but I'm not sure if it was a clean move. And nothing really we can do about it anyway, but nonetheless, White takes 2nd place for now through turns 16, 17. Up the hill we go then for the 4th time in this race. Alright then, lap 5, Mel has just retired from the race. Ferrari with the DRS is going to go up the inside of White into turn 12. Should be a pretty simple move. White's going to look for the cutback though. Is he going to get it? Bizigabusin still with that inside line, but the inside line becomes outside line as we go into turn 15. Looks like he's going to give him some space, pretty generous there. He's going to have to keep 3rd place for now through the right-hander. Obviously the place last year where Max Verstappen, virtual safety car has been deployed, I'm presuming, for the retirement of Mill. SX White gets a drive-through penalty speeding under virtual safety car. Felix is now just retired. Montana makes use of the virtual safety car, pits onto the softs. These will absolutely will take him to the end of the race now. So it looks like the top 4, or what, top 7 actually, all those drivers pitting onto the soft tyre, making full use of that virtual safety car. All of them on the soft tyre, and they will be on it for the rest of the race. So we'll ride on board with Montana on the fresh set of tyres that he's on now. Out with sector 1 into turns 8 and 9. Little kick of overstay there. We're going to put on the telemetry, see what he's doing with the battery, see what he's doing with the throttle, all that sort of thing. Puts the battery up to high and the boot to the floor, all the way up to about 200 miles an hour in the back straight. On the brakes at 100 meter board. All the drivers starting to space out a little bit now. You can see on the graphic on the left side of the screen there, all drivers at least with a 1 second time gap right now. Almost all drivers also on the soft compounded tyre. The only driver not to be is Ultimate, still on those super softs. He's done 6 laps. Like I said earlier, about 17 laps on these super softs before you're going to start losing time. So in terms of pit strategy, I'm going to assume that he's going to lose time to these other drivers. Didn't pit under virtual safety car for whatever reason, although the cars behind him did. He seems to be losing time actually to the drivers behind him. Pellegro in the Red Bull, he's coming up fast. Is he going to make a move into turn 11? He doesn't, thinks better of it, but Ultimate's going to go very wide into that corner. And Pellegro gets just about the easiest move he's ever going to get. Also has DRS down the straight, so looks like he's going to keep 7th place for now. We'll ride on board with the Ferrari for a little bit. Alright, lap number 10 out of 28. Currently sitting in 8th place. Vile is less than half a second behind Melito though. DRS is going to help him down the back straight. He's going to go for that inside line into turn 12. Melito's going to look for the cut back. Is he going to get the move done? Oh, he's going to look for the inside line. A little bit of a corner cut there, I think. Although, then he's going to have the inside line into turn 12. Or into turn 15, I should say. Looks like Melito's going to have to give the place up for now. Oh, he's going to go around the outside. Is he going to... He's going to make it stick, I think. Oh, he's went wide into turn 19. Oh, right on the gearbox there. This is close racing. How did he make that stick? Around the outside. Melito gets past the Ferrari through turn 17, although DRS is going to get him through, I think. Into turn 1 we go. Now the Ferrari's going to go wide, although Melito does as well. Oh god, it's tense. Through turn 2 down the hill. There you go, Melito gets the move done for now. Although I wouldn't be surprised if the Ferrari's going to come back for more. Melito cuts the corner, gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Looks like he got a good exit there onto the pit straight. He's going to open the DRS. Here we go again then for round number 2. Should be a bit more straightforward this time. He gets his car well ahead of that McLaren as they head into turn 12 for the 11th time. Melito loses the back end there. Looks like he's going to have to succeed the position to that Ferrari. Locks up the tyres into turn 15 and into the dust goes Vile. Up ahead we have Pellegro just sitting half a second behind JME Morris, who also sits about half a second behind SXY. All these guys in the chase for 4th place. And ahead of them, actually in 3rd place, Gennaro started in 15th in this race, currently finds himself already on a podium position. We're not even halfway through the race already. He is on a little bit older tyres than the rest of these guys, but nonetheless a great improvement for the Sauber driver. What else is going on? Pellegro and Jamie Morris, looks like they're going to have a little scrap here. Down into turn 12, Pellegro with the DRS, he's going to take the inside line. Jamie Morris is going to go for the outside, not given too much room there by the Red Bull. He's going to lose that place for now. Maybe go for the inside, he is. He's going to take the inside line into 15. Pellegro holds that outside line and keeps 5th place for now. I need to stop saying inside and outside line. It's like Groundhog's Day. Jamie Morris with a dive into turn 1. Pellegro's wise to it, lets him go past, gets the cut back and keeps 5th place for now. Gets a 3-second time penalty though for multiple warnings. Not surprising. Really easy to go over the curbs. Pretty much everywhere on the track, to be honest, especially through those S's. It'll be interesting to see what kind of penalties these guys can add up over the course of 28 laps. Racing seems to be pretty close between these guys, close but fair. Jamie Morris giving the car ahead a few lunges, but Pelago seems to be defending them well, just letting them go past, and then cuts the car back, and usually keeps 5th place. See if Jamie is going to have a look into turn 1. Stays behind for now. He's going to have DRS on the back straight, so as long as he's smooth through the first sector, he should be into 5th place by the end of this lap. Through the S's we go then, a little bit wide through there, but nonetheless still within DRS range. Up the hill to turn 8, over the curb to turn 9, and then down the hill through turn 10. DRS activation zone is passed. He's in within 1 second, so the DRS flap is going to be opened. Down the back straight we go. See if he can use the toe 10 advantage here. Pelago seems to be too far away just for now. Morris is going to have to stay in 6th place. Further behind though, almost 11 seconds behind them, Ville and Milito. Looks like they're going to be having a little battle anytime soon. The McLaren within DRS, that 1 second time limit. Currently sits 8/10 behind that Ferrari, so as long as he can stay there, he should be starting to make some inroads on 7th place. JME right on the gearbox of that Red Bull. He's going to get a good exit with turn 1. Down the hill they go. I wouldn't think a move, an opportunity anyway, is going to arise into the S's. Nonetheless, he's going to stay behind for now. Pelago gets another 3-second time penalty. It's not looking good for him just now. Into turn 8. JME cutting the curbs there. Definitely at least got a warning. Anyway, into turn 11, he should just stay behind for now. He knows he's going to get the DRS. So smartly, if that's a word, wisely stays behind for now, opens the DRS flap, and he's going to absolutely sail past the Red Bull for now. He's going to be looking for the inside line though. Oh, there's contact! Jamie Morris has been spun round. No. Pelago's waiting for him. I think Pelago got a little bit too excited on the throttle. I think he's taking blame for that one. He's let him back past. Yeah, Jamie Morris took a tight line into turn 12, so obviously he didn't have nearly as much speed as the Red Bull, and the cars have just collided on the exit. But good sportsmanship there. Pelago has put his hand up. He said that was my fault, and Jamie takes 5th place back. But the Ferrari and Ville, or Ville and the Ferrari, Milito's going to have a look up the inside. Textbook move there from the Ferrari, get the cut back. Is it going to pan out though? Into the S's we go. I'm trying to get a good camera angle. Milito is going to back out. Probably a wise decision, to be honest. Doesn't want any part of side-by-side action through there. Neither would I, to be honest, but he cuts the curb into turn 9. I wouldn't be surprised to see the penalties start to stack up. Lap number 17 out of 28. Down the back straight we go. We're going to just follow these guys. Doesn't look like he's going to have the opportunity to make a move just now. A little bit wide there through turn 19. Probably got him a warning for that. Up ahead, Gennaro is in the pits. He's in the pits. Milito's going to go very wide through turn 1. Up ahead of them, Gennaro is within touching distance of that Red Bull now. Them and GME Morris obviously have been going at it for the last couple laps. Can Gennaro take advantage of those fresh super soft tyres into turn 11? He stays behind the Red Bull for now. Gets a good exit by the looks of it onto the back straight. DRS will be activated. It will be as well for Pellegro though. With that slipstream, looks like the Silver driver is going to take the inside line into turn 12. Pellegro can't do much more but succeed that position for now. Further behind I should say, Vile and Milito are still tick for tack for that 7th place. Looks like the Ferrari's going to get a good exit out of turn 15. Nothing's going to come of it though. Milito is going to keep 7th place. Whoa, little wobble there for Pellegro and the Red Bull. Gennaro on those fresh tyres should be making easy work of the Mercedes right now. Up the hill we go for the 18th time in this race. Has the inside line. Looks like Jamie is going to be looking for some sort of cutback, but nothing's going to come of it. And Gennaro moves that Silver up into 4th place. Absolutely astounding drive, to be honest, from 15th up to 14th. Yeah, absolutely no complaints there from Gennaro. These two guys are still going at it for 7th place. Neither driver willing to give up here. Gennaro posts the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 35.1. Those are the times that I previously said would be expected on the super softs. Not the fastest compound tyre I should say, but regardless he gets the fastest lap of the race for now, considering that all the other drivers, in fact all the drivers, are going to be on this tyre compound for the rest of the race. I wouldn't be surprised if that fastest lap holds until we see the checkered flag. But anyway, Milito and Vile are still within touching distance here. Down into turn 11, braking at the 100 metre board that isn't there anymore. It's been smashed into pieces by someone. Nonetheless, the DRS flap is opened. Let's see if that McLaren can get anywhere near 7th position. Into turn 12 we go. He's going to look for that inside line, just tease the car ahead, let him think that you're going to be coming up the inside. Obviously with a car behind, that Ferrari is going to have to start thinking about whether to go defensive, if he should give space on the inside line, and all of that extra brain power that he's using. It may force him into making a mistake. But anyway, through turn 19, both drivers going a little bit wide. Gennaro again betters his lap, 1 minute 35 flat. Currently sits with the fastest lap of the race. Anyway, you can see up ahead there's two drivers going side by side. I'm going to stay with McLaren for now. Down the hill we go. Looks like Pelago's pulled over for JME ahead, I'm not sure why. Here we go, down the back straight. Doesn't look like that McLaren's going to be anywhere near Vili ahead for now, but further ahead, side by side, go Pelagro and JME into turn 13. Side by side, two drivers keeping it clean for now. JME's going to hold the inside line for turn 15. Pelago gets the cutback though, there's contact. There might have been a little bit of front wing damage there for the Red Bull. I'm not sure, didn't see any debris, but nonetheless a little bit of contact there as they came out of turn 15. Pelago takes 5th place for now though, goes a little bit wide on the penultimate corner. On to the pit straight they go for lap 22 out of 28. Getting to the latter stages of the race now. Up the hill we go. Jamie's going to look for the inside line. Pelago's going to be very generous with that space that he's given there. I don't think Morris was actually wanting to go up the inside, he was just kind of teasing him. But with the space the Red Bull left, I don't see a reason why not to go for a move. But anyway, currently sits back in 6th place for now. Up the hill they go, turn 9. Boot to the floor, hard on the brakes again. Pretty much full steering lock. Crank the battery right up, DRS opened. Pelago's doing a little bit of weaving though, one move is allowed. He's going to hold that inside line into turn 12. Jamie Morris a little bit late on the brakes. Keeps 6th place for now. All this battling though, you can see on the graphic there, he's going to go up the inside. There's contact, Jamie Morris lobbed his Mercedes up the inside of the Red Bull there. There was a little bit of contact, there might have been a little bit of front wing damage. I think there is actually, he's going a little bit slow through turn 18. Milito's going to come up the inside of Vili out of absolutely nowhere. Little kick of oversteer on the exit of turn 19 though. Looks like he's going to have to give up 7th place as they come down the pit straight. DRS flap will be open for both these drivers. Up the hill they go. The Ferrari with the inside line. Milito a little bit late on the brakes just to give a little bit more room for the additional car. Into the S as we go, left, right, left. Both drivers keeping it fairly clean. A little bit untidy from the McLaren. Vili's going to send it up the inside. Nothing's going to come of it though. Gets a little kick of oversteer on the exit. Up the hill we go then, lap 24, the Ferrari's going to send it down the inside, hits the curb nicely, but Pellegrino's going to get a cut back, down the hill. Looks like the Ferrari's going to keep 6th place for now, into the S as we go. Pellegrino goes wide, didn't quite have the confidence to turn the car in, ends up losing time now. Looks like Ville is going to hold 6th place. By the looks of things, Pellegrino is going to have an ungodly amount of penalties by the end of this race. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him fall in at least one position to Milito behind him. Pellegrino ahead, getting right on the gearbox of the Ferrari. Gets another 3-second time penalty. I'm intrigued to see what kind of, how many penalties the driver has amassed through 25 laps. Seems to me like he's getting a penalty every 2 or 3 laps. But time will tell. Milito also cuts the corner. Undoubtedly got him a warning there. Drivers are starting to space out a little bit now. We'll check in with our race leader Montana, currently sits 26 seconds ahead of anyone. Behind him, Bizigabisen in the Ferrari. Currently sits 3rd place in the standings. With his teammate down in 6th place, the championship standings ought to be quite close at the end of this race if we finish in these positions. Behind him, SWE, currently in 4th place. 3 podiums, all in 2nd place. Looks like those 3 are about to become 4. 4 seconds behind him, Gennaro starting right down the back of the grid in 15th place. He's brought that Sauber up to 4th place, so outstanding drive from him, the Italian driver. 11.7 seconds behind him, JME Morris. Ultimately won that battle between him and Pellegrino. Sits in 5th place from Ville, the Ferrari driver. Pellegrino in the Red Bull in 7th. Milito, the McLaren driver, in 8th. And then a whole almost 40 seconds behind him, Ultimate in the Renault. He currently sits down in 15th place. Last week got a 9th place finish. Looks like he'll be doing it again this week. That'll get him an extra 2 points. So behind him his teammate Daniel KTM. Daniel currently in 9th place. Didn't actually show up to the last 2 races. But he sits just on the edge of those point scoring positions in the race. Behind him, Bass, pretty much a retirement. I believe he's disconnected or he's just left, I'm not too sure. But no points for him here in Austin. As for retirements, obviously like I said, Bass, Felix, Mill, Ermenda and Dream on 6 all retiring at some point from this race. I wouldn't think there would be any more battling for the end of this race, so I'm just going to ride on board with Montana now. Final sector then for TRL Montana, about to take his 5th win of the season. 5 out of 5 for this driver, the Canadian driver. Car number 96, not a surprise at all. Around the last corner he comes. Ultimately 22 laps on the soft tyres, 6 laps on the super softs. Or not, was it on the ultra softs? I'm not sure. Anyway, regardless, your winner for round number 6 here in Austin, Texas, TRL Montana takes the flag. Behind him, Bizigabisa, the Ferrari driver, currently sits in 3rd place in the championship standings. Looks like he's going to start making inroads on his teammate Vili, who is currently only about 8 points ahead. But anyway, he gets 2nd place for round number 6. Behind him, SWE. Another podium spot for the Australian. Gennaro, absolutely brilliant drive from him, started last place, and actually for penalties he overtakes SWE and gets a podium spot. So Gennaro from last place gets on the podium. SWE must have had a fair bit of penalties. Jamie Morris crosses the line in 5th. Vili in that Ferrari, 6th place for him. Pellegro Jr. in 7th, and Melito will take 8th place. Going a little bit, just a little bit wide there. But anyway, McLaren driver gets 8th place. And that is round number 6, season 2 of SWE. Overall, quite a good race, to be honest. There was some good racing in there. Right in the middle of the race between Vili and Pellegro and Jamie Morris, all those drivers. But not surprisingly, once again, TRL Montana takes the top step of the podium. But anyway, that is the stream, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Like I said earlier at the start, I'll put the link to the website down in the description, and I'll start updating the standards right now. But there's your final results. Montana from Bizigabisa, Gennaro, SWE, JME Morris, Vili, Pellegro, Melito, Ultimate, and Daniel KTM rounds off the grid here in Austin, Texas. But anyway, like I said, guys, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in 1 week's time when we head to Russia for round number 7.